What is I hate you, Reg! How
DD
did you
has
find
been
it?
found.
How did you
DD
find it?
is here.
Wait, is
DD
that the video?
herself. Somebody found the video on YouTube. The homie, the video has been found. The homie Joss
No!
Can, A Era Lucha Scissor Reel. DD has been found.
No!
DD is here, and she's never leaving. It's on the internet. It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, Righteous Reg, and the woman herself, DD.
Oh God, rip. Oh God, my past is haunting me.
DD has been resurrected.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the AEW Dynamite Post Show. It is Wednesday, May 28th. It's your girl, not Dee Dee. It's Denise Salcedo with Righteous Reg. Hello.
I've never been so happy to be shot a clip really fast of something I wanted to see so bad. And there it is in all of its glory. And it's just as DD herself described. Very happy to be here. It's amazing.
It was cheesecakey is what it was.
Exactly what it was.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, let's get into it. We have AEW following AEW Double or Nothing. Dynamite from the fallout of the PL pay-per-views. Wow, Jesus. I know, right? Wrong show, baby. Wrong
Don't
show.
do that.
You see, this is your fault, Reg. I
This
came
is
in here
DD's
ready
fault.
and prepared, and you threw me for a loop with fucking Dee, and now I'm out here calling pay-per-views PLEs.
I love it. I'm so happy about this. You did this to yourself.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's talk about this show because you and I going into it, we were pretty hyped coming off of Double or Nothing. Like we legitimately were. And I want to kick things off with the opening segment. We opened and we're that's it. We are on the road to All In. Like everything we're seeing is all in, baby. We are on the road. These next 45 days is going to be about building what should be the biggest AEW pay-per-view of all time because this is their biggest show in the United States. Like there's a lot riding on the show. And this it's hard because at first I think that, you know, their first show at All In, that was the biggest AEW show. They somehow have to find a way to top that show. And AEW usually hits it very nicely with All In. It's usually 10 out of 10. But this time, given it's their biggest show in the United States, I feel like they have to try to top, if they can, the first ever All In.
Yeah, I think with the stories that are being told leading to this, like you said, the first huge show in America, like we've done the overseas things, tore it up in Wembley. Now it's like Texas, we're here. We've been talking about this for over a year. Like these things have been in motion. Like now you have to knock it out of the park, Denise. And it's going to be a feat because, like you said, the shows you described were crazy, but we have some matches already and what's projected to go, they're gonna do it. I think like you know what I mean, like they're gonna put all hands on deck, everything's gonna be on fire, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the visual of what we got at the beginning of this show, Hangman started the show, and coming into the show you were like, well, what can Hangman really say? What does he have to say here? And I think he said exactly what he needed to say. It's essentially like, you guys rode along with me before the match even happened. He's like, I want to give the people a reward for that stuck with me when I was down. Like the people that were there when I was burning people's houses down and out of my mind and not really understanding. This is for y'all. And the fans really appreciated that, Denise.
Yeah. So what I liked about today's show is that the opening segment was about Hangman, who's going into this matchup with Jon Moxley. And then the ending of the show was with Mercedes and Toni, who are also going to be facing each other at All In, which is now crazy when you think about it, because today when we kicked off the show, Hangman, Will, Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland were all in the ring together. When all these three guys were in there, people were chanting, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And now that I think about it, like we haven't even seen a Hangman Page, Jon Moxley interaction. Like, why didn't Moxley go out there and be like, okay, hey, what the hell? Like, you're my next problem, you cowboy, or whatever the hell he's going to say. interestingly enough, we're headed to All In, and we still haven't seen those two guys interact at all. That I
That it's really funny too because remember what you were saying on Sunday when we were watching Ospreay and Hangman that you would that's the match that you wish was at All In. And look at the first thing that they do is build some more to that. It feels like they're building to Swerve, Hangman, and Ospreay stuff more than they're building to Hangman and John Moxley stuff. But I mean, there is this world where Hangman still has some loose ends to carry. So I do like him talking about it. But it is interesting how, like, we got that, like, the future of the company is these three guys. And that's the story that we're kind of sticking to, even though John Moxley's the world champion.
Right. So here's what we got for those of you who didn't watch Dynamite today. Hangman goes out there. He, talks about how much it meant for him to win the Owen Hart Cup and to make it to All In. And he basically says, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy that saves this company from John Moxley. I'm going to hold the AEW World Championship, high and proud. And then he's greeted by none other than his ghost from the past, Swerve Strickland. And we get a little confrontation here, and Swerve is kind of accusing Hangman Page of Hangman being the reason that the Young Bucks were out there helping out John Moxley,
Yeah.
and kind of one is questioning if Hangman had anything to do with it. And Hangman tells him, like, listen, dumbass, if I was going to do anything, I would do it straight to your face. Like, I wouldn't be sending the Young Bucks. So clearly that friction with Swerve and Hangman has not gone away. We're then all of a sudden joined by none other than Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, who Hangman also thanked for the work that they had, the match that they did together. First time I ever heard Hangman thank anyone for anything. But anyways, so Will goes out there, and you have these three guys standing in the ring together, and everyone is chanting, holy shit. All right, because each of these guys have had something together. Hangman and Swerve, we know they're very personal beef, going into people's homes, burning down people's homes. Then you have Will Ospreay and Hangman, who you guys just saw heading into Double or Nothing and their feud. Then you have Swerve and Will, who have like this respectful competitorship. Like, they have great matches together. We've seen them wrestle each other, but they don't hate each other. There's no hate there. There's a mutual respect. If anything, they've put each other over multiple times in
Every time.
press conferences, interviews, you name it, promos, whatever. So all of these guys are intertwined in different ways. And what Will tries to do is he tries to bring Swerve and Hangman together by basically saying, we all need to work together. I'm not the guy right now. Swerve, you're not the guy right now. The guy right now is Hangman, and we need to work together to help him, or else we're going to continue to see John Moxley carry the belt for the AEW World Championship. And so Swerve was appalled at that, Reg, like appalled. And unfortunately, Will's plan did not work out.
I think first of all, I like what Will Ospreay was saying. Like, he was right. It's like, I know what we've been thinking, Swerve. I know how we talk. I know what you think in your brain. And you want to be the guy, you want to be next up. But right now, in this moment, it's not me, Will Ospreay. It's not you, Swerve. It's Hangman. Like, we saw it on Sunday. Ospreay said, I gave everything that I had. Like, there's not an ounce of me that was left in that ring. And Hangman still was the guy, still beat me, left the ring, came back, and still shook my hand and still was an honorable man. So we need to do all we can to make sure he takes the belt from John Moxley, which we're all angry about. We're all fighting constantly to get that belt off of Moxley, get it out of that briefcase, get it back into the world. And Hangman needs to be the guy. Now, I do like both sides of Hangman and Swerve, though, Denise being like, well, wait a second, though. I don't think, like, I like your speech, Ospreay. You're rallying us. Are you kind of bringing us together? I understand what you're doing, but it's not as easy as this rallying speech is going to erase everything that went down here. Swerve immediately being like, what? I'm not going to be this guy. I'm not going to help him. I'm not going to do any of that. We already know he burned down my house. Everything he's talking about right now in his redemption arc is stuff he did to me. So why am I going to be here trying to be friendly with him and win him the championship when I'm out here because he cost me the world championship? Like, this doesn't even make sense. I did like that little element of first Hangman coming out doing his redemption thing, Swerve coming out and being like, well, what's up with the Young Bucks? Like, this happened. They came on here. Like, you didn't really answer for this. And we've been kind of in the same spaces, and I'd like an answer. Which that potentially is still building because we thought for a minute I thought that the All In match was going to be Swerve and Hangman versus the Young Bucks, and that's not going to happen. But I still like to see that match, so they're kind of building to that, I think, which is awesome. But they're still with the tension. I love that the tension is still there, and then Hangman kind of being like, also, wait, yeah, I wanted to kind of get redemption for the things I did to Swerve, get some forgiveness from the fans, but it's not. I'm still not cool with Swerve. Like, I don't like this fool. It's still the same thing. Like, he still came in my house and talked to my kid. Like, it's still up from here. It's not as easy as this rallying Ospreay speech is going to change everything that happened. So that dynamic, I think, was great. I'm excited about what happens with these guys. Are they gonna, like, is Ospreay gonna be able to convince Swerve to do it? Is Hangman gonna
Something has to
realize?
happen, Reg. Something
Right.
has to happen to make both of these guys realize, oh shit,
He's
they're
right.
a bigger problem than anything we had anticipated. And unfortunately, we find ourselves with a common enemy, a big common enemy, who unfortunately I'm gonna have to start partnering up with this guy if we want to take this person down. Like that's it.
Yeah,
The wheels are in motion for us to see a friendship blossom between Hangman and Swerve, because at the end of the day, they're very similar, Reg, when you
they
think
are.
about it. They both did things that were very drastic, very mean, very ugly in order to get one over on the guy. So in a way, you can argue that Swerve and Hangman have a big time similarity.
I think the whole point of it, where they really are similar, is they just both want to be AEW World Champion. Like, it's like I did all that because I want to be the guy around here. It's like there's a little bit of personal stuff because we got personal, but really at the end of the day, it's all about business. And I like that. That was kind of the underlining thing with Ospreay too, Denise. He kind of had the vibes of like, if we get this off of Mox, then we could be going against each other for this championship. We could be at the top. We could be having these amazing matches. This could be about us. But first, we got to band together and defeat the monsters. And that's the only way that they're going to do it. So I do like Ospreay being the voice of reason. Like, if we get that briefcase out of here, then it's open season for all of us.
Dude, okay, so now like it's got me wondering, and we were talking about this at our Double or Nothing post show. I still don't know what direction they're gonna do with Will. Maybe it is gonna just be Will and Swerve versus the Young Bucks at All In.
I don't.
Would that be an All In match or would it not be an All In match? Because I can't think of anything else that they would have them do right now.
I don't know what they're gonna. What individually, I don't know what they would do with them at this point. Because, like we're talking about here, they're building to stuff with each other, but I don't think they would do another one-on-one Swerve and Osprey. I wouldn't hate it at all, but I don't really think that's what this is leading to. I still kind of think, oh no, that shows the All Out show is in Toronto. That where the Bucks and Cope and Christian could potentially have their match. So I don't know at this point.
Is Cope like gonna come back and be good to go?
I think so. I think he's just selling the. I don't think he's really injured. I think he's just selling.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right. So, I mean, that's where we're at now. I guess at some point we'll try to figure out like where we're going. But it was so funny because someone earlier in our chat basically said like this story has more layers than lasagna, and that's where we're at right now. This story has a
So
lot of
many.
layers, so many layers. But I'm excited for them. Here's the things that I need to see though, because we got 45 days. I want a whatever Will is going to do, whether it's teaming up with Swerve to take on the Bucks or whatever they're how they're going to do. They need to get to that quick because I'm starting to feel like a little bit nervous that I'm feeling a little bit nervous that I'm not yet excited about what Will's all in match is going to be. You know,
Uh,
I want to be excited. I want to start getting excited about it. Is all.
what? oh, What would get you excited? I'm trying to think.
I
Like,
don't
who could it?
know. I
Who
don't
could it
know.
be
If they
though?
do Swerve and and Will versus the Young Bucks, you know that shit's gonna be a
That's
classic.
hot. Yeah, yeah. That's one
I'm
of the.
good with that. That would be amazing. But because I'm not entirely too sure that that's the direction they're going, I don't know if I should get excited just yet.
I think there's a lot of directions. This Osprey, they can build us to something really quickly. I just thought it would be a little bit more fleshed out at this point, and they didn't really give us today like any inkling of what he's going to be into. I mean, because it feels like the story was more of Swerve and Hangman against the Bucks because they have this tension. But I mean, you could still slot Will Osprey in there, and if you just want like a great fucking match, that's the match to do, you know?
And then the other thing is Hangman and Mox. They need to start making that into something because it's just not going to be, oh, hey, this is the guy that won the tournament. So here he is. And now he's facing me. I think they got to find a way to make it a little bit more personal and make it a little bit more unique to them.
Yeah, we got like 5 shows or something. Like the countdown is on now with the 45 days. So it's like we got to get to Hangman. People are going to want another motive for Hangman besides just world champion. Like that's a great story, but now Hangman's been attached to so many deeper, like we're saying, layered things. They're going to want this story to match the feeling of what the match is going to be. So they're going to have to get into something for sure.
All right, well, we got to get into the rest of the show, but before we do got some super chats here. So let's see what on this show tickled your pickle. Let's see. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back Tickle Your Pickle. All right, we got John Taylor here who says Wheeler Yuta versus Billy Gunn versus AEW's newest signing, Maven, in a first ever 3-hour 3-way Iron Man match, commercial free, just for Denise next week. Book it. Also, hi, Kelly Connection. First of all, good to see you, John.
What's up, John?
I saw all of these names, and I'll be honest with you, I tuned out. I was reading it, and I was like, what are we talking about?
You don't like Maven?
I like Maven, but wait, they're not really doing this match, though. It's a joke, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Denise was like, what did I miss?
Wheeler Yuta, because here's the thing. I can see them booking this match.
Wheeler Yuta versus Billy Gunn versus Maven? What?
Come on. Tell me they wouldn't book it. Tell me they wouldn't book it,
I would
Reg.
hope in a million years they would never do that. That sounds crazy.
That's why I looked at it and I'm like, that sounds like a collision match.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound like an AEW match at all. What are you talking about?
Yes, it does. I can see them
WrestleMania
doing
weekend match. Like, what is that?
Yeah, I would not want to see that. Thank you, John. John knows me so well. He's like, these are all the people. Well, except for Maven. I actually do like Maven.
Yeah.
All right, we got David Primero here who says, do you know Takeshita is married to Yuka Sakazaki? I saw that. I had no idea they were a thing.
I didn't know. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cute. They're just like at the beach announcing that they're a cute, happy family. Very cool. Yeah, I had no idea.
They seem so wholesome.
They do, super wholesome. Like, this guy's a killer, and he just looks like a nice husband on the beach.
You, Reg, I told you the day that I met him, he was the sweetest person ever.
You wouldn't think, dude, when that bell rings, he's tearing people's heads off.
No. Okay. So, introduce yourself to me.
Me? Oh, hello.
Yes.
I'm Reg from Instinct Culture. Nice to meet you,
He
Mr.
looked at me, and this is how happy he was. This kind of smile happy.
Just genuine happiness.
Yes. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like, that's his vibe.
Great guy. I mean, I'm so happy for him. You wouldn't know that guy with his dog and his wife is somebody that tears lives apart. It's great.
Anyways, thank you, David. We got Paul Green Dennis here who says, if Mercedes didn't beat everybody and bury almost all the talent in the women's division, there would be better championship scenarios and the division would be flourishing. I don't think the division is bad right now. We got some good stuff, but I do think that there is right now a heightened dislike of Mercedes Moné, and I know this because I didn't realize how heightened her unpopularity was until I posted my interview up with Mercedes. The comments, dude, on every social media app on the interview were like, it was so crazy because you had people that were like, oh my God, I love Mercedes. And then there was people in the comments that were like calling her Hogan and all of these things. And I was just like, oh shit. I didn't really realize how much people didn't like her right now. I didn't realize it. I honestly didn't. Like, I had seen it, but not to that degree, not firsthand like that.
I don't understand it, of course, because of course I wouldn't understand it. But I'm like, who has she buried though? Because I've heard people say, besides Paul, I've heard a lot of people say, I'm like, all those people have got, like, everybody that she was in matches with, we like them more. She was in a match with Chris Statlander, we liked her more. Match with Willow, we liked her more afterwards. Match with Jamie, we liked her more afterwards. Like, everybody that she's been in a match with afterwards, people have been like, wow, they're great.
Yeah. I think people see it more so as she's winning everything. That's all they see it as. She's just winning everything.
I mean, I see them. It's not just Mercedes. They call Becky Hogan. They call Charlotte Hogan. They call Rhea Ripley Hogan. It's like any woman.
Are you sensing a pattern, by
It's
the
a
way?
pattern. It feels like something. Anytime a woman wins, then they're like, "Why do they keep winning?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, y'all got it."
It's almost like when there's a certain level of success that is reached, it was okay, this is too much for you. You can't have any more.
Yep, and it always. These people don't understand what Hogan was doing. I always try to, I'm like, you got, this isn't power. Like, them winning a match is not the same as what fucking Terry Hulk Hogan was doing. It was way different. This guy was altering plans for the entire company. He wasn't just like, oh, this show's going to be different. Like, the entire company is going to be different because of the power that he holds and what he does. And he says, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to stop this show. None of these women could say, I'm not going to do this. Stop this fucking show. The power is way different. Dynamics are way off. And again, when Mercedes is bearing talent, it's not Mercedes, it's the bookers, because she can't say, hey, I'm not going to lose. That's not how this works. People have creative control, but it works a lot different. There's some people that say they're not going to do these things when we know those people and we see where they are.
So I was under the I'm under the assumption that because Toni invested so much financially in Mercedes and really just put all her eggs in her, this to me is them putting all her eggs in her basket. Like that's why she has all these titles. That's why they're booking her so strongly, because they invested so much in Mercedes and they want to, like you said, she's having the great matches. Those people are being talked about differently because of those great matches. Now, I will say this. I would like to see the follow-up for those people be a lot stronger. Again, that's on booking. That's on the creative team.
That's not Mercedes'
That's on the
fault.
creative team, because I have said I don't like that we haven't seen. I mean, thankfully they finally got the Willow stuff going with her and Marina, but we hadn't seen Willow in a while after she got beaten by Mercedes. We haven't seen Chris. I think that's the issue. The issue is there's been no follow-up after these girls have had great matches with Mercedes, but that's not on Mercedes. That's on Tony Khan and the creative team to be like, okay, hey, this person did a phenomenal freaking job in this matchup with Mercedes and this feud with Mercedes. So let's, keep that going. And let's not let the flame die down. I think that for a moment they let the flame die on Willow. What's Chris been up to lately?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't got answers for you.
If somebody was like, oh, Mercedes buried Athena, I'd be like, no, she didn't. She gave her a great match, and then the company didn't put her back on TV. That's not Mercedes' fault.
If anything, Athena got that match because Mercedes and her were talked about so highly. But same thing, like AEW wasn't putting Athena on Dynamite.
And that ain't because Mercedes is Hogan and burying people. That's another department, another thing way above her pay grade.
Yeah, so I feel like I want them to follow up with the girls that Mercedes does work with. And I think if they did that, maybe some of that heat or negativity would kind of maybe die down just a little bit for Mercedes. And then also just, so that's the way that I saw it. I saw it as Tony Khan clearly made a huge investment in Mercedes. So clearly I think we all knew from the very beginning. I'm surprised it took her this long to become AEW Women's Champion. I thought they were going to be like, hey, show number 1, Mercedes is here. Hey, show number 2, Mercedes is AEW World Champion.
Straight
That's
up.
legitimately what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, there was a moment where I was like, they're really like, because when people are like, they give her everything, I'm like, not really. Like, she has things, but it's things that aren't a detriment. It's all these things that are helping her, helping the company, trying to further women's wrestling. I don't get the hate, but then I also do get the hate because people hate women's wrestlers and people really hate Black women's wrestlers. So I'm not surprised.
Well, hopefully they do find a way to make these other girls also get some cool opportunities. Because
aren't we cooking though? Because think about the show today. Mercedes and Toni ended the show. Very fun segment. That tag match, Megan and Anna and Penelope and Harley are always featured. Stat was on the way. Willow was in a big match. I'm like, the division's not as bad as people are trying to say it is.
No, it's gotten way better because now we at least have 2 women storylines that are, of course, there are at least 2 women segments that are corresponding every day. Because usually, every week. Because remember before it was just the one.
Yeah,
at least now you get the Mercedes thing plus whatever else.
Mercedes and Toni. You got the Penelope and Penelope and Megan versus Harley stuff. You got now Thekla and Jamie Hayter. There's a bunch of things going on. You just got to really zone in on them.
But what I really, by the way, thank you so much, Paul Green Dennis,
Yeah,
for
thanks,
sending
Paul.
in your thoughts, by the way. We appreciate that, man. But here's the thing that I also wanted to add was I actually think that the thing that did most for women's wrestling, specifically in AEW, I'm only speaking about AEW, is Mariah and Toni. I
Yeah,
think
totally.
Mariah and Toni's feud has been the best thing that has happened right now for AEW women's wrestling, because the conversation following their Hollywood ending match was so loud about how fans were feeling so passionate about what they did, the story they told, and the match they had, that I truly believe that is what forced them to turn their heads and say, you know what? If we actually invest in women's stories and let them do their thing, we have something here. The people
Yep.
aren't saying, oh, the women are on, let me change the channel. They're not
Mm-mm.
doing that. Instead, they were calling for this match to be a main event, even though it
Yep.
had already main evented another wrestling show. So
Right.
I actually see as that being the biggest game changing thing. And today we had a bunch of women's segments. We had Mercedes and Tony. You mentioned the tag team match. We also had the Jamie Hayter thing with Thekla.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I feel like there was another thing somewhere, maybe like another segment or something. I'm not remembering. I feel like there was
Yeah.
something
Oh
else like a
no,
backstage. Oh yes,
Willow and Marina were in
Willow and
the
Marina, yes. And
six
then there
man.
was also Penelope and Megan. They had a backstage
Mm-hmm.
segment as well. 5 on this show today.
Yep.
That's growth, man. I will
Mm-hmm.
take it. That is growth, and I will take it. So, I don't feel. There was, several months back, I felt down in the dumps about the women's division because they weren't doing
Definitely.
anything, and I felt like that for a very long time. I don't feel like that anymore, and like I said, I think the tables really did turn when Mariah and Toni did their thing, and then also when Mercedes came in.
Yeah, I feel like exactly what you're saying with the Hollywood ending. I think all that talk around it should have been main event, and then after the show, it still was. Everybody was like, "Well, damn, that should have main event." I think that was something that AEW saw, especially since with how Toni has been treated post that. She's been on almost every show. She's always given time. Like they're like really starting to strap the rocket and actually invest in Toni beyond what they were doing. And now Mercedes is in there, so it's like double. Like I think we made so much progress. There's still a big, huge progress we need to make. There's still so many things that need to be done, but I think we're in a good place.
Uncle Don here says, "Kick her ass, Toni. Most of the most anticipated female match ever." I liked what they did today. I think the funniest part, or the thing that not even the funniest part, this is the thing I was most curious about, is that Mercedes is more of a serious competitor.
Hmm.
She doesn't really show like haha personality very often. We got to see that with Harley because Harley brought that out in her a whole lot. But for the most part, she's the CEO, she's a heel, she's a lot more serious. That's just Mercedes.
Right.
But Toni Storm is very, out there, and she's different, and she does all of these, things. And I'm curious to see like how she brings out or makes Mercedes feel differently, because even like, for example, today she was sniffing Mercedes. Like, I've never seen Mercedes get sniffed by anybody. Like that, all of those little things. I'm curious to see what their dynamic is going to be like, and how, because we always see this in wrestling, Reg, when you're telling someone's story, how people behave with you and how people act also alters your motives and how
Yep.
you do things. I mean, perfect example is Swerve and Hangman. They kind of changed each other. And so I'm wondering if we're going to see that at all with Toni and Mercedes, and maybe we see a less serious version of Mercedes in this at some point.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how with because Tony's so character work, doing story. Mercedes doesn't usually have to get into that. Her thing is usually, I'm fucking better than you. I'm gonna get into the ring. I'm gonna beat you. If you got a belt, I'm gonna take that belt. It's a little bit more than that. Like, yeah, she wants Toni Storm's belt, but there's like legacy attached. There's who Toni represents as the AEW World Champion. Like I said, she's on every single show. She represents something totally, completely different than Mercedes. And I think Mercedes is, they're gonna have to meet at each other's levels because they're on two different levels, two super high levels. Not one's better than the other. I think they're both top women, and I'm excited to see how they kind of meet in the middle on what Mercedes does and what Toni does to sell this story. I think today with Toni trying to infiltrate her little sexual innuendos, catch Mercedes off guard, get her into that mode, I think is great. Mercedes being like, yeah, great. Nothing personal. I'm coming all in to take your fucking belt is great. But I think it's going to be more of Toni playing that psychological game and trying to get Mercedes off of her game. I think it's going to be super fun coming up here. They're going to tell a lot of stories. The stories compared of the world title matches going into All In, I think are going to be really different, but really in depth. And they're going to have to go to a different space for both of them.
Thank you so much, Uncle Donk. We got Roberto Arsenal here who says Toni versus Mercedes. We, the fans, win. I love that a lot of people are excited for this matchup. That's good. I like that. Thank you, Roberto.
Super stoked.
We got Sheldon Jackson here. Ooh, with another fun fact. He says, fun fact, AEW will have done 3 all-ins on July 12th, and Toni Storm will have been involved in every AEW Women's World title match on All In 2023 in a 4-way with Saraya, Britt, and Sheeta, and then 2024 versus Mariah.
Wow.
That is a great fun fact.
I was like, what is this? Oh my God. Fun fact, Sheldon. That is a fun fact. This is starting to become Toni Storm's show at this point, Dee.
Yeah, I mean, that's so. Hey, I was gonna say, whatever. I'm done with you. Thank you, Sheldon. This is a great. You hit us with 2 fun facts today. I really appreciate you, man. Yep. John Taylor here says, "What the hell did I miss? Dee Salcedo. I don't even know you anymore." It's what do the kids say? It's canon. Would this be Denise canon? Denise lore?
I think so. Yes, definitely Denise lore for sure.
I don't think I know the difference. I'm just throwing words out there.
You're on the right path. It's all good.
John Taylor, that's a mystery you're gonna have to solve.
Break it down, John. You got this.
Corey MacArthur here says, welcome, Dee. Yo, DW, yo, DWO crew, and the fearless leader, Denise, and the dopest rapper and good man, Righteous Reg, got home in time.
Righteous Reb? Who's Reb?
You know what my husband calls you? He doesn't even call you Reg. You know that, right?
No, I don't know that.
Do you know what your nickname is?
What is it?
You know. Think hard.
I know.
You know this nickname. I've told you this before.
I can't remember.
He calls you Righteous Ranch or Ranch.
Oh, Ranch. Yeah. I forgot about Ranch. That's right.
He'll be like, oh, you're going to go do the show with Ranch? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go do the show with Ranch.
I need my own Ranch condiment, you guys. Who has the Ranch sponsorship? Come on. What's up with this? Shout out to your hubby.
So yeah, you're just Ranch. So I'm surprised I haven't accidentally called you Ranch on the air.
Honestly. Ranch. That's such a silly name. I love it.
We got Luke Thornton here who says solid Dynamite and start to build to All In. Really love the Hangman and Toni promos. Women's tag, Cole and Fletcher were great too. And then Luke Thornton also says need Hanger and Mox to confront each other soon. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I want to feel excited about it because right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your excitement level between for Hangman and Mox?
I'm probably at a 6 right now, honestly.
And I know why you're at a 6. You're at a 6 because you just know that Hangman's winning.
No.
Oh fuck, never mind. No, sorry.
I'm only at a 6 because I felt like I like today, but like you're kind of saying, it wasn't really about the Mox stuff. I wanted to get to the Mox stuff. Like, how's Hangman what angles are he gonna use against Mox, you know?
Right. Okay, see, I'm at a 5, and I'm only because I just expect Hangman to win.
Yeah. That's fair.
But once they get cooking, then my excitement level should hopefully go up. I think on our post shows for Double or Nothing, someone mentioned Texas Death Match. I think if they go that direction, I will shoot up to a 10.
I mean, they're leading there. It's not going to be a regular match. There's no way it could be.
But until they say it, Reg, I'm not at a 10 yet. Once they say it, I will be at a 10.
I feel like I'll be at a 10 in 2 weeks. Maybe even after the next week's show, I'll be like, yeah, I'm at a 10. I feel like as soon as they really get to it, because after how we were feeling that night at Double or Nothing, that feeling is going to come back and it's going to be lit.
You'll love this one. I pledge allegiance to the righteous states of America.
Let's go. That's the best one yet.
I pledge allegiance.
Let's go. I pledge allegiance.
says TK just changed AEW's name to ADDW. Oh, stop it.
DD. Hey, DD dub.
DD dub.
DDO. DDO.
I hate everybody here right now. DD. I hate it.
So
All right.
good.
We got Young J Nice here who says Toni versus Mercedes. Let's effing go. My second and third favorite women's wrestlers behind Bayley going at it. This is my main event of All In, and I'm so freaking hyped. I love that, Young J Nice, when your favorites are working on it against each other. Shit, I haven't had my I think the last time I had this happen was Will and Hangman.
Mm-hmm. So it
Will
just
and
happened.
Hangman. So it just happened.
Like I can't think of any moments where this has ever happened. Like this is crazy. Just like 4 days ago.
Oh shit. Sorry. Yo, thanks, Young J Nice. We got Luke Thornton here who says excited for Thekla and Jamie. Great way to continue momentum for Jamie post Owen. And Thekla looks really cool. First time seeing her. So let's talk about that. So Thekla made her debut today in AEW and she's going after Jamie Hayter. Took her out and it's like creepy spider thing that she moves so fast. Don't even know how she did it. It was very, very cool. What did you think of her debut? And I know you're you're a lot more familiar with Thekla than I am. So tell the peeps about her.
Yeah, they've been teasing this for the last couple of weeks. If you've been watching AEW programming, anytime a little spider will run across the screen, we're all like, well, what's that?
Well, actually, no, we weren't what's like that. Reg was squealing like a baby last time he saw the spider because he thought that shit was real.
I'm like, yo, why are there spiders on the screen? I do not want to be fighting on this show. But yeah, I think if you were in the know, you knew what this was going to lead to. And so Jamie Hayter comes out and Renee's like, well, how you feeling after that? You kind of put all of your eggs into this basket of winning the Owen Hart tournament. What's next for you? And Jamie being like, look, the mission statement is kind of the same. Like, I still want to be AEW Women's World Champion. I didn't win that, but I'm going to win that. And so the lights went out and I immediately was like, Julia Hart, she does the lights out gimmick, Denise's favorite gimmick of turning the lights out to reveal something. And so when it came, still, you didn't like it today?
No, I liked it today, but I just don't think it's necessary. I hate it.
It's not. I think they could have. It can work without the lights out thing, but I thought today it was super fun. Coming back to Thekla on in control and doing that little spider spot, like Denise said, she looks kind of like a video game, like she's like an action hero star. Like her look is gonna be a big part of the draw, and I think that's like why she's gonna get super over here. Like I said previously, she did some work in Japan and her look and the factions and the thing that she was in made her very popular. And I think that's going to translate even bigger to American audiences. I think starting her immediately with the Hooper, like Jamie Hayter, is great because Jamie Hayter has a lot of momentum right now. So bringing in somebody who a lot of the fans might not know of and introducing them with somebody that can go is the perfect way to go. I think with her look and probably her song and get all the things together, people are going to become a really big fans of her. I think she's coming in a good space with the women's division that we're talking about. You're going to need contenders coming out of All In for Mercedes or Toni, for Julie, for Megan, for Stat, for Willow. Like, just got to keep stacking this thing. And Thekla's a great addition to this roster.
Yeah. So earlier we were talking about keeping the buzz going for people after they're done working with Mercedes. This is hopefully going to be an example of that. And if they keep things alive and well with Jamie and then this feud with Thekla, I'm excited. I'm excited for what they can do. I really am. Thank you so much, Luke Thornton. We got Meet Normus here who says, hola, Denise, sup, Reg? I'm having tacos. Hell, y'all. First of all, Meet Normus, I'm so jealous you're having tacos. I love tacos.
I want tacos.
Brad, you eat like a bird.
Yeah, you're right.
I was going to say, you're going to look at that taco, take one bite, and move on.
One taco bite, and I'm out. Damn. Shut up, Denise.
I hate that. I hate that so much. It makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. Like, Reg is the person that you serve a big plate of food to, and he'll eat just a little tiny portion, and you're just looking at him like, eat your damn food.
Dude, your husband brought us burritos that one time, and I was like, there's no way. I'm not
Bro, you know what? You ate like 2 inches from that burrito. Your burrito at the end still looked like this.
It still looked like a burrito.
At the end was down here.
I can't, dude. Yeah, no,
Reg is watching that waistline because the milfs are like, Reg, we need you here at 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
right after my yoga class, and you need
Ex-
to do this, and that.
Listen, you are not lying. These yoga moms, dude, they're to keep up with them. They be wanting to go on hikes too afterwards. I'm like, lady, I'm dead. What do you mean a hike?
So Reg can't afford to eat a whole burrito.
Mm, 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 mm.
See, I'm married and monogamous, Reg, so I can eat my burrito
Boring.
and then go to sleep.
Married and monogamous, two M words that I have no interest in.
See, and that's why you can't afford the luxury of eating a whole ass burrito.
Married and monogamous. Ew. You guys just go to bed together at a reasonable time. That sounds boring.
We cuddle.
Oh God, why?
Me Norma says Eminem. Married and monogamous.
Married and monogamous. That's crazy. Down with Eminem.
You know how they usually do like those reality TV shows? It's always something outrageous, right? Like sister wives, 10 wives or whatever, right? It's always something crazy. You never hear married and monogamous.
Nuh-uh. It's like locked up behind bars. This person's in jail and they're married. It's overseas married. It's never just like regular people doing things.
Alexis P says TMI. Married and monogamous is not TMI, by
That's
the way.
not. That's the most normal thing in the world. That's like
exactly
the American dream.
It is the American dream. That is not TMI at all. It just sounds. It just sounds.
It just sounds like it.
Yeah. That's so funny. All right. Let me see. Where am I at? We got Saif Den Super here who says, "Love the frat house, love the cheese."
That was so fun. The frat house came out, you guys. You guys probably also are very unaware. But grilling Denise on who's in the frat house, amazing. It was perfect.
I got 2 of the members.
You did. I was like, she knows some people in this, but not all the people. Yeah, I guess we could get into that. The frat house took on the Ops, Powerhouse Hobbs, Shibata, and Samoa Joe. And the frat house is like Griff Garrison, Preston Vance, and Cole Carter. Everybody's probably like, who? And
you forgot Jack Jameson.
Jack Jameson's there. It was a squash match. It was a way to get these guys on the show who had a fun time on Sunday. I don't know what this is leading to with those championships. I thought we were going to get more story in the Hook thing because he was back on Sunday and it looks like he doesn't want to be a part of that, but he wasn't there tonight, Denise. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care enough about this, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it moving. We got Meet Normus here who says, I lost a I'm sorry, Meet Normus. He says, I lost a friend a month ago today between the SGS, DWO, and Grapsity. I have plenty of support and shenanigans to keep me going. I appreciate you all. Meet Normus, thank you so much for coming in here and always being super cool. And, you know, obviously being generous is very kind of you. You don't have to do that. And thank you so much for doing so. So I'm very, very sorry about your loss. And I know that stuff, you know, it just takes time, right? And even then it's not even enough.
Yeah, sending out love to the homie Meet Normus. It's tough losing anybody, so I hope all's good. I'm really happy that I'm able to in some way help out with that, so I appreciate you, Meet Normus.
Thank you, Meet Normus. We got Rolling Thunder here. Rolling Thunder 420, who sent in 2
RVD,
super chats,
baby.
actually. He says, hey, Denise, how are you feeling about the 4-hour special next week? And when's my guy, Beast Mortos, going to get some TV time? Yo, hey, that's the same questions I'm asking. I forgot Beast Mortos was on the roster, and he's my boy.
Come on.
All right, when's the last time we saw Beast Mortos? Tell me.
I saw Beast Mortos earlier today. If you guys haven't seen the Action Dean show that happened this weekend.
Okay, we're not talking I'm talking about the AEW show.
It's AEW. AEW did a joint conjunction show in tribute to a guy.
He said TV time. Where was this on TV, Reg? Where? What channel?
I'm trying to tell you about it, but you won't let me. It happened. It was awesome. It was a really good show, though, beyond what Denise is trying to tell you. But Beast Mortos was on there, and it was super fun. But I do agree, he should be on TV. And when he is on TV, you don't watch it because it's usually on Collision.
No comment. And then how I'm feeling about the 4-hour special
4 hours next week.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Are we going all 4?
We gotta, Reg. We got no choice. We can't half-ass it. If we say we're gonna do an AEW watch-along, we gotta be here for the whole thing, or else we're gonna look like idiots.
No, I'm stoked. It's gonna be fun.
I hope so. Bro, there's like one match announced.
They've only announced one match. Yeah. So it's a lot of TV time to fill.
But you know what though? Here's the one thing. Like I think what everybody in the chat was saying was that it's 2 hours of Dynamite and then 2 hours of Collision. That's the part that's got me nervous is that I don't know what the last 2 hours of Collision are gonna look like. Is AEW gonna throw away the last 2 hours or really use the last 2 hours? Like what version of Collision are we getting? Are we getting AEW cares about you today version of Collision or AEW doesn't care about you version of Collision? What version?
I think they're gonna have all hands on deck because it's a special. You know what I mean? It's not just like we're doing a show just because it's like they're making a effort to be like, this is a 4-hour show. It's gonna be long. We're gonna try to load it up. I mean, Kenny Omega is gonna be there. That's a big thing. Like Ospreay will probably have a match. Like this could be a thing. But also, I gassed up Collision and then we watched it and I was like, you know what? It'd be hit and miss sometimes. So I'm hoping that it's all great.
All right, well, we'll see, man. If the last 2 hours are like shit, Reg, I'm gonna be taking a little nap.
I don't think it will be. I have faith.
You and your faith. You and your faith. I'm out of here. All right, we got Hassan Bala here who says, I know AEW doesn't have a big women's roster, but they need a tag team title. Also, John Moxley got his son Gabe from Japan. LMAO, that kid is the future. Yeah, dude, they look exactly alike. We were making jokes about that during the watch along, how they look like carbon copies of each other.
Yeah, they looked so much alike today. I thought multiple moments that Gabe Kidd was John Moxley, and that was hilarious. I think Hassan, of course, I always appreciate you supporting. I always appreciate you chiming in. I think what they're doing with the Megan and Penelope and Anna and Harley is they're really building it. They're really putting it in our brain of this tag team division. For the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing tag team matches, and I think that they're going to start to hash that out even more. I feel like they're not in the farthest distance away. Well, eventually, we are going to see women's tag team championships.
We got Gerard Clark here who says Tony Khan needs to create an AEW Women's International Championship and AEW Ring of Honor Women's Tag Team Championships for all in Texas. I'm not so on board with the women's tag team titles just because I fear that they don't have enough tag teams or enough women to put in tag teams. And I've seen the story play out, so I don't want to see that story play out twice. And as for AEW Women's International Championship, I mean, we got the TBS Championship, we got the AEW World Championship. I guess part of me is like cool with that already. Because if we have too many titles, then what are we working for? I'm not the person that likes a lot of titles. I like it to be hard to go get that main title so that when you do, it actually means something.
So you think that you're not on board with adding any more championships at the moment? You think adding prestige to both of them and furthering that makes more sense?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I hear you.
We got a by the way, very, very kind super chat here from Patrick Moore. Patrick, thank you so much, man. That's really, really cool of you. Thank you. He says, Denise and Reg, seriously love your takes. Thanks for sharing your time with us. Reg for head of creative and Denise for president. Let's fucking go.
Thank you so much, Patrick, to hear that because some people don't like my takes. So thank you for saying that.
Bro, people don't like my takes either. And it's funny too, because there's times where you and I are sitting here arguing, having totally different takes, and still no one agrees with either.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, Denise's takes don't even be crazy. Like she has some pretty on the line takes and they still be on her ass. So I'm like, it just never gets good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just is what it is. I think my rule of thumb is, I feel like, okay, so when I listen to other people's podcasts, if someone says something I don't agree with, I would never go and write nasty messages or anything. And I would still tune into the podcast and be like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, this is their opinion. It may not be the same one as me, but whatever. Like, we're just here chatting. It's pro wrestling. This isn't politics.
No.
So for me, I can live with that. I can live with people having difference of opinions than me and still be all right with it.
Yeah, I think because I always land that when I say something, I'm not saying that you have to like. If I like something, I'm not saying that you should like it too, and the thing that you like is stupid. And that's where people get caught up because there are people that move like that, so they think that everyone moves like that. But I'm like, no, I'm always in good faith. I'm never just saying anything because I'm some fucking grifter that wants to get viral. Like I wish nobody saw my tweets. I hate when they go do anything because it's annoying and people think I'm doing it for them. I'm like, no way, dude. I don't want you fucking people even to see my tweets.
I know. I laugh at your tweets all the time, Reg. I look at them and I'm like, oh, someone woke up in a bad mood.
But I'll be in a good mood too. That's not anything. I'm not even mad. And people be so mad. I'm like, look at the timestamps on my tweet. If it says 3:30 a.m., dude,
You
ignore
drunk?
what I'm saying. I'm just talking
You're
shit.
on that Henny?
No, I'm not drunk at all. I'm just in my bed bored. Then just like let me cook. None of these are real. I'm tweeting at 3:00 in the morning, dude. I'm just talking shit.
I'm gonna
People
start
get so
spreading a
mad.
rumor. I'm gonna be like, nobody listen to Reg. He's on that Henny.
I'm drunk. He's drunk. Sometimes.
Well, Patrick, thank you so much
Thanks,
for liking what we do. Seriously, thank you. That means
And Denise for
so much to us.
president of what, Patrick? Let's get to the
President
bottom
of
that.
you, Reg. President of you, okay? No matter what earth we're on, no matter what dimension we're on, I am presidente, okay? Presidente Denise, okay? I'm the captain now.
President DD. Here she is. Bring her out.
DD be signing those fucking paychecks, I'll tell you that much.
That's a fact. Shout out to homegirl DD. Yeah. DD be giving it up. DD sent that double or nothing check, and I was like, DD, thank you. I appreciate it. DD, wow. Thank you.
Man. Thank you, Patrick. All right, we got I Reg Allegiance to the Righteous State of America, who says, Welvin the Great's new slogan is DD Nuts got him. What did I just read?
Welvin the Great.
I don't get it.
I don't know. Swerve Strickland, maybe.
I don't know. I don't get this one. Welvin the Great's new slogans. DD's nuts got him. Oh, I'm out on this one. DD. All right. I Reg Allegiance says Thekla Tesla's trucks. Fuck Elon Musk.
He out. Great rhyme.
I get this one. I get this one.
Gone. Thank God.
We got Saif Dun Super here who says frat house cuts better promos than Seth Rollins. Oh, I ain't even gonna get into that. I am not even gonna touch this one. I Reg Allegiance says Gabe and Mox before and after. Who's before? Who's after? They look the same. I can't even pick a before and after.
I think Gabe is after because he's a little bit.
Damn.
He has some like an
Moxley's
extra
taller.
crazy thing.
But Moxley's tall. Oh, are we talking personality or are we talking looks?
I think we're talking all of it.
Oh, well, I mean, John Moxley is taller.
Cause Gabe's a little bit beefier than Mox is, you know? Like he has like it'll be like this is the more aggressive version of Mox, I think.
So how do you like it? Long and slim or short and stubby?
That's crazy. I don't like it anyway. How do I like it? I don't don't put me in this. How do I like it? The way you got into it too. So how do you like? I don't like it at all. I don't want no parts of this. No way.
I can't even breathe.
Oh, Jesus.
M. Durant says pause.
Man.
Face Martian says crazy.
Jeez Louise. I don't like it. No way.
Yo, there's been more rumors being spread. I'm spreading a bunch of rumors about you.
You need to chill. Erase all this off record. We're deleting this podcast.
All right. We got Larice Johnson here who says All In better be good on July 12th. Man, I hope so too, man. I really hope so too. But usually after All In, there's usually good vibes surrounding AEW.
Yeah, totally. We've had some amazing All In moments, and I expect this one to have a different kind of energy with it being in America, you know?
We got Corey MacArthur here who says I'm weak. Polished Jen says Lord help us. Short King the Goat says Ayo.
Lord of mercy. Jeez Louise.
All right. AEW World Champion John Moxley, Gabe Kidd, Marina Shafir, since we're on the topic of all this, versus Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey, Willow Nightingale today. What'd you think of this?
I thought it was super fun. Gabe Kidd beyond
pulling the hair of Willow.
Yeah, no, Gabe Kidd was acting crazy in this.
He brought his like energy. A chick.
He brought his energy that he usually brings. He was loud. He was abrasive. He's grabbing Willow. He's fighting all the guys, being really aggressive. He fits the aesthetic of the Death Riders like crazy. Like when they did the thing a couple of weeks ago and we were like, what the hell's going on? And then not having him in the match on Sunday, that was weird. And then I seen him today, I'm like, damn, he looks like one of the Death Riders. I'm really confused as to why. Did we ever get into it, Denise? Because he that whole thing was confusing. We all thought it was going to be a setup for Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Kingston never came, and then he wasn't in the match. Super confusing. But today, I thought that alongside of them, he looked like he fit in, even though he looked like the little brother of John Moxley. The other people, Willow and Marina, getting involved in things. Anytime that Willow fires up and the crowd's behind her and she starts with the pounce and all the things, just a great being, and I don't understand why she isn't being featured more. I was kind of on the same side that you were saying. It's kind of it kind of sucks that she was on the winning team on Sunday and happened to be on the losing team this time. Just kind of an unfortunate barrier of being there. But she had some great tag team partners. Mark Briscoe, he just, with every showing, gains even more fanfare. He's one of the best wrestlers on the roster. Speedball Mike Bailey had a lot of interactions with John Moxley in this match, and I liked everything that they do. I'm like, damn, give Speedball a title match, because I think the stuff that he did with Mox is super fun. Like, for what it was and the amount of time, and Speedballs becoming one of the best TV wrestlers, and with another best TV wrestlers of Mark Briscoe, super fun match to have after post that pay-per-view.
Yeah, that was really the only thing I was thinking about, was that in like Willow and this. It kind of felt like,
Mm,
come on, she had that cool vibe of just winning Anarchy in the Arena. Sheldon Jackson had given us a fun fact earlier in the day, basically saying that this was the first time that the baby faces won in Anarchy in the Arena. And Willow was part of
right.
that. And 2 days later, or however many days later, all of a sudden she's in the losing team. Lame. We got Gerard Clark here, who says, any word on the return of Ty Mello?
Huh.
She hasn't wrestled since like January, because she did a Stardom match.
Yep.
We haven't seen her in Dynamite for over a year, or NEW in like
Uh,
over a year. I'm wondering if they just
yeah.
don't have creative for her. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's the only thing that would make sense in this moment, because I feel like after that Japanese match she had, that she was going to be back, and she'd always had good fanfare, and she's a good worker. Like, it doesn't make sense why she isn't on TV. It has to be not creative, but why won't just find some creative for her?
It's hard, Reg. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't really know.
She lost
Thank
her
you so
tag team
much.
partner, so like
Yeah,
she
that's
has to come
true.
in with a brand new direction.
We got iReg Allegiance here, who says, fuck the CEO biting AEW with that all WWE code. Wait, I didn't even think about it that way.
What did they do?
So, oh shit, the all WWE code, it was the pre-sale code, but don't they all, I don't know what their pre-sale codes are. Maybe so that's the pre-sale code for the package of the day that the weekend that they're going up against AEW All In. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even notice that, to be honest.
What's wrong with these people, man? And then he'll be like, "Oh no, it's not. It's not beef any. It's just a coincidence." Yeah, all right, dude. Coincidence.
Well, I mean, I guess the pre-sale code all WWE makes sense, because that was a pre-sale code to get tickets to all the shows.
Nice Triple H response. Yeah, got you. I'm in. Okay. Yeah, I hear it.
We got John Taylor here, who says, I'm the corrupt treasurer of the DWO, funneling money to El Presidente Didi and the ranch.
Like,
Yo.
I'll be smoking, I'll be doing drugs because of you, John Taylor. It's on you. I'll be paying for drugs with money that you supply. It's on you, John Taylor. You're funding this.
So when Red just tweaking now, you're gonna be like,
You
John.
did, John. You did this, John. It's all on you.
So funny.
Mhm.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
All right. We did talk briefly about this match, but I want to take a second more just to make it on a bit. Harley Cameron, Anna Jay, Megan Bayne, and Penelope Ford did a no DQ match, a tag team. Dude, this was fun. Except for the ending. The ending, unfortunately, was just looked very, very rough. But the entire matchup was great. Unfortunately, Harley Cameron looks like she either busted her nose or her lip. I'm not really too sure what happened there. So hopefully Harley Cameron's face is all right. But yeah, she was completely busted open in this. But this was fun. The thing that stood out to me the most, though, was that Megan Bayne. She took a bunch in this match, got hit by the chairs nonstop like a ping pong.
Yep.
And then she also got put through a table. Like, Megan Bayne is an extreme gal. I like it.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that I liked about this match and these segments. I think that point that you're making, because we've seen Megan in non plunder DQ matches and nobody can take her. Like none of their moves work. You could throw everything that you want at her, punch her, kick her, try to slam her, and nothing works. So they had to come into this match, this no DQ match, and be like, now we got to hit her with weapons then. Like if our fists and our kicks and our slams ain't working, like let's get some pipes, let's get some steel chairs, let's get some tables. We got to try to take her out. And I think her taking a lot of the offense and showing that none of this is worth anything to me is just furthering her legend and adding on to who she is. That Harley Cameron stuff was crazy. She took that hard bump into the steel steps. Referee came in, or the doc came in. She's all bloody and busted up. But that's also added on to her legend of her shooing the doc away, coming back, fighting from underneath with the blood and everything. Um, I think anytime the AEW does matches like this, street fights with women, they always knock it out of the park because they give them time to let them develop things. And that's what I also liked about this. This had time. This had time to flesh out the spots. It wasn't just like bam, 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 bam. They could let the table sit. They could build upon this. It's great for all these women, and all of them getting a push and being featured. They were featured in the pre-show to the pay-per-view, and now they're on this. I think it's just great for the division. We've been talking about all this AEW women's stuff and tag team wrestling, and Megan Bayne's gonna continue to be a force. Like we're gonna have to, like I love the stuff with Penelope, but we're gonna have to start to talk about her being a contender for one of these other championships because she just keeps getting more fanfare, and her, like I said, her legend keeps growing.
She still has time though. I think she can become way bigger before
Yeah,
she even gets a championship belt. But she's going the
you're
right
right.
direction though, that's for sure. And somehow, some way in these street fights that you were talking about with the women, Anna Jay's always involved.
She's
Have you
great.
noticed this? It's always
Yeah.
Anna Jay somehow always involved. So she deserves her kudos for that as well. We got a couple of super chats here. I read Allegiance here says Taylor Swift's new song is "You Belong with Dee Dee."
You along with Dee Dee.
I hate you, Reg. Marcus M here says Mox really Thanos. AEW needs its Avengers. Yeah, and you got Will, Swerve, Hangman, 3 Avengers already.
Somebody knows ball. Marcus M. I think that's essentially what Ospreay was saying. Was like, dude, we got to come together to defeat this guy. If we try to take him on one, we've seen what happens when we try to take him on one. None of us can beat him. We have to come together. And you talking about Avengers? Swerve, Ospreay, Hangman. What's better than that?
Yeah. We got John Taylor here who says, I'll make sure El Presidente offers a good rehab plan for Reg when his devil's lettuce scandal hits the press. Yo, once your devil's lettuce scandal hits the press, I'm going to say, don't know him. Never knew him.
What? You gonna throw me under the bus like that?
Fuck yeah. Haven't you noticed anything about every president and person in power? They always have the fall guy. There's always a guy that takes the fall. And no matter what, somehow, some way, the president always comes out unscathed. That is what makes me a strong president. See, I'm already good. See, look at me. I'm already doing the politicking.
That's crazy. Throwing me under the bus like Johnny Ace, snitching in court like Johnny Ace. Denise is like, I'm a snitch too. Yeah, I wasn't there. He did
No,
it all.
I
That's
ain't
crazy.
no snitch though. That's different. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know you.
Oh, you're gonna not? Okay, that's better. At least I thought you're gonna be
That's
like,
what
I don't know
was
him,
gonna snitch
and
on
he's
you.
a druggie.
I'm just gonna say, Reg does not represent the DWO's values.
But
I
I do.
unfortunately was unaware of his drug issues and addiction to tortas as well as milfs. I was unaware of this righteous Reginald Ranch,
They pull up
known as the Ranch.
all these videos of you being well aware of it.
The DWO does not endorse the devil's lettuce.
I'm hopping off this campaign trail. They don't align with anything that I like.
I'm even gonna have a little DWO pin, a nice little collar.
Come on,
Gonna have some
man.
cufflinks.
You're gonna a whole legion of people that like the devil's lettuce are gonna be mad at you.
Hey, like I said, I'm corporate. All right, we got Gerard Clark here who says, why not have NXT Great American Bash on the 4th of July weekend and have AEW All In Texas counter program free with no disruptions? Hey.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, there is a competition and there are these things, but there are a section of fans that want to watch both like live and don't want to. Yeah, exactly. That people that cover the shows that don't want to be involved in these politics. Like, I just want to watch both shows without having to think there's another one going on or can I watch two or all of this. Like, we want to be able to catch everything. And if you're counter programming, just makes it more difficult.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's fans that genuinely do want to watch both. I don't think it's
Right.
either not every fan is just plays for one team. No, like
Right.
there's people
Exactly.
that play and want to see both. We
Hmm.
got Marcus M here who says Will Ospreay versus Mystico at All In. That would be cool. That would be cool. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus is thinking today. I like that. Thank you, Marcus.
Everybody's smarting on their little things in our chats because I'd be like, what? I don't know. Some you guys think of stuff that I'll never even think of, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's dope.
because we're dumb, Reg.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's
Like
the double
Hangman.
lettuce thing again. My brain, I can't remember.
When Hangman said, "Listen, dumbass,"
He was talking to us.
I was like, "Yo, hey, what's up?"
Oh, what's that?
I answered.
Oh, hang on, I'm right here. Yeah, I hear you.
Corey MacArthur here says DWO crew Denise, President Righteous Reg, creative director John Taylor, treasurer Sheldon Jackson, historian Corey MacArthur, hype man, and stylist.
Yes. We got a 6 squad right there.
But Reg is not president though.
No, you're president. I'm the creative director. Jeez.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read that backwards.
Read the chat.
Damn, Grant, we get demoted. Because presidents need to learn how to read.
The president can't even read the teleprompter. Get her off the stage.
That's why the president has someone write the speeches for them.
Yeah, that's true. But you got to be able to read it, Denise.
No, I'd memorize it.
Oh, you can memorize?
No.
See?
Thank you, Corey. We got I Read Allegiance says DC Comics just rebranded to DD
Oh,
Comics.
the DD jokes are so good.
Oh, what did I do?
DD, you told us. You opened this can of worms. It could have stayed dead.
If you go to Aro Lucha's website, if it's still up, my picture is there and it says DD, our ring announcer.
DD. She's cheesecakey.
She's cheesecakey.
Your Stephanie's Places intro.
Oh man, I can't. We got RF A McKinnon too here who says seen a lot of Darby Allin slander saying he abandoned the company to climb a mountain. No, he climbs the mountain. LOLs. What is up with people doing that?
Mountain. Yeah.
I don't even want to get into what I heard from some people saying on social media, but that is insane. Like it is so insane. That's
the funniest part is that this guy climbed Mount Everest. Like he didn't like, you know what I mean? He didn't just go to I'm taking time off because I want to or blah blah blah. Like, and then at the end of it, he put the fucking flag up there, like no matter what.
And still no mention of it, by the way, on AEW television. 2 weeks in, and we still haven't had a mention of it.
2 weeks, nothing, not a word, not a peep. That's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm blown away. And he put their fucking flag up there, and they're like, chill. We're chill about this.
Yeah, no. Brag about it, guys. Brag about it. Thank you so much, RF at McKinnon, too. And we're fans of I freaking love Darby. Are you kidding me?
We love Darby. We're big fans over here.
Yeah. John Taylor says, I'd like to remind Denise that Reg has the DD dirt on you. So let's get that rehab center built and move past this for the good of the DW.
Listen,
I am not paying for your rehab.
He not down with that no more. He's turning his life over and we're moving forward.
This ain't no freaking what do you call it? Shit, I'm blanking on the word.
What do you call it? The
thing. Oh, union. There's no union here. There's no union in the DWO. Okay.
Wow, man. Denise
no
is
union.
Extra
no
corporate.
Overtime. No fucking sick days. No vacation pay. No hourly. No hourly pay. What else?
Damn, you can't even get hourly pay.
No lunch breaks.
No. I can't even get some Cheez-Its for 10 minutes. That's crazy.
Nothing. We got Dave Costier who says, hey, squad, just jumping in. So sorry if you already discussed. Very dramatic open tonight. I wasn't really with it because it felt unlike AEW, but with 7 weeks to go, I'm doing a along for the ride continued. He also says, can't imagine any other scenario other than Mania 40 Part 2 at All In. Avengers Assemble style, including Darby by Swerve Will's side doing the Matt Jackson-like head nod as confetti falls on Hanger. So
Darby's the other guy. Dave's bringing up a great point here.
So, I mean, I did love what they did today at the opening of the show. I thought it was the hottest thing that they did on the show, for sure.
Yeah, same thing. I think that just having those guys in there together and kind of how the crowd is reacting and how we're reacting. We know that these are the guys. I I'm excited about them adding more layers to the story, you know?
Yes, yes. But no, I'm on board. I think the only thing that now they have to do is try to set up, not set up, excuse me, but try to make it more, try to heat up John
Heat it up,
Moxley and Hangman Page. That's what we need now. We need to heat that portion of it up.
put it in the
Thank,
microwave.
thank you so much, Dave Koss. We got I Reg Allegiance to the Righteous State of America here who says, but seriously, what is DD's origin of DD's origin?
You're never living this down, Denise. You're doomed. You're out of here. You're finished. You're Dee now. That's Dee.
Can't. I
You
can't.
can.
When you know what? I should do a podcast on Dee. I'm gonna do a podcast and
The
share
full
all of
Dee story.
the full Dee story. Exactly. All
Mhm.
right. Talking about a story I actually didn't like on the show today, Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher. The match started to cook, and I was like, all right, we're shaking up. Like, this is getting interesting. And then they had Josh Alexander run in there and attack Adam Cole, causing a DQ. Bro, you're in the group with Kyle Fletcher. You screwed your own teammate, and he was, quote unquote, trying to help. BS. We have seen Kyle Fletcher take a worse punishment than that. We saw him in a match with Will Ospreay, a steel cage match, and guess what? He still was able to make it through. So for me, I kind of felt like this ending was ass.
Yeah, before the match started, somebody sent in a chat that was like, "This will probably go the 20-minute time limit." And I was like, "Oh, I hate that ending." And then they did an ending that I hate worse than that ending. I was like, "Well, I didn't think this was Feet would be able to do it." Yeah, they were cooking. Like Adam Cole, there's an Adam Cole story. We've talked about it multiple times. We don't really know exactly what the deal is here. We all just want him to fucking work. And so today, this is exactly what, when I say just let Adam Cole cook, this is what I'm talking about. Put him in a one-on-one match with somebody else that could go, and then we see why Adam Cole is great. And I think that great Adam Cole came out in this match as they got along and started cooking. They started getting into that gear that you need to get into to really start. And then it was over. I was like, wait a second. Adam Cole was at the super kicks. Adam Cole was with the charisma. Like he was the guy that was the NXT champion, was that guy, like the reason for the season. And Kyle Fletcher was all the way locked in. Like the way that he was throwing some of them strikes, some of those kicks, I was like, oh, he's about to win this championship right here, Denise. We're about to be talking about a different story coming out of this. And then Josh Alexander came and there was a DQ. And I thought it just seemed a little bit cheap. It didn't seem like a fleshed out thing. I would have rather somebody gotten beat or like he beat Kyle Fletcher or somehow he some way, you know what I mean? It's like Josh Alexander distracted him and he rolls up Kyle Fletcher would have been better than him just coming in and stopping the match. I didn't like it. They were using it to get to the next match too, which I think is okay, but I wanted to see a definitive winner of this title match. And most importantly, I just wanted to see Kyle Fletcher win the belt.
You don't see stuff like this that often in AEW. I
No.
kind of felt like everybody that was, part of putting this together was, it felt like they were on autopilot here. Like, how did
Yeah.
no one think, hey, this is not a good ending? This is
Mm-hmm.
counterproductive to what we're trying to do here. Yeah, this was not, I wasn't a big
I
fan
didn't
of
love
that at
it.
all. But a match that we did enjoy that it came in immediately afterwards was Brody King versus Josh Alexander. This one was just, two guys, just trying to, just going at it. I thought that Brody King, there was a really great spot where Josh Alexander did a German suplex on Brody King on the ring apron. I thought that was freaking cool. What else? I'm trying to remember most of this match right now, but I'm kind of blanking. I just remember that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was a lot of heavy strikes, of course. Brody King with those chops was great. There was a bunch of moments where Josh Alexander was in control, and I was like, "This is interesting strategy." Like you said, that German suplex on the apron, the captured German suplex that got Josh Alexander bloody. Remember, he got up and
Oh
but you had
yes,
the
he
big.
had the busted
Mhm.
the thing about his above his eyebrow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He had the big gash on top of his eyebrow that led to a lot of blood. This was Brody King is good at just these kind of matches. It feels like he wrestles like an all Japan 90s Japanese guy. He throws big strikes, he throws heavy head drops. His finish is fucking brutal, the big pile driver. He's just another perfect TV wrestler. Like you need some guy that's going to come out with some fucking fire. He's big, he's brooding, he's kind of scary, but then also he's cool. It's like this is the guy, and putting him in there with Josh Alexander is another hooper. You were asking on the watch along how I felt about Josh Alexander coming into this. This is again another thing to add on to who he is. Just put him out there, have him have a great match, have him get some heat with this crowd and these fans. That we hated what he did to that match, but that adds heat to who he is. He's a heel. He's not supposed to be thing, and it potentially could be leading to him versus Kyle Fletcher because that wasn't, like you said, a move to help his friend. So I don't know. This could lead to something cool potentially.
Yeah, break him up, have Kyle Fletcher leave the Don Callis family and do his own thing.
That's a thing because he is starting to get to he's a heel, but his matches are so great and we continue to get behind him. The babyface thing is going to start to, we're going to get to a point
to be part of the Don Callis family.
Right. Mm-hmm. We're going to get to a point.
Even outgrown it.
I think that he's going to be a big babyface very soon. And the way that he's moving and working, he's going to become undeniable. And like you said, he's not going to need Don Callis.
Right. We got Web Surfer guy who says loving the DD story arc and redemption soon.
DD's back, baby. DD.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Thank you, Web Surfer guy. We got iReg Allegiance who says, what are Super Mario's pants made of? DDDD denim.
No more Triple H jokes. No more color jokes. Just all DD jokes.
No, all DD jokes. All DD jokes. We got John Taylor with a very generous super chat. John, thank you so much. He says, breaking news per Fightful. The DWO has parted ways with Reginald Righteous Ranch. Shoot last name and wish him well in his future endeavors. And when asked for a comment, Reg said that bitch DD can't even read.
She can't read. She just learned.
That bitch DD.
That bitch DD.
I'm dead.
Classic
I want a shirt
DD.
that says that bitch DD.
That bitch DD.
I would pay money for that shirt.
DD, I'm dead, dude. So funny.
So funny. Thank you, John. We got Dave Costier who says Denise's boy Fletcher needs to take that title and make it important again. The TNT title has been booked quite badly for over a year, TBH. It's true, dude. I didn't even remember that Adam Cole was champion. I was so embarrassed, but I did not remember.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. It seems like one of the easiest championships to bring to prominence. What we saw in the early days with Darby and Cody and these open challenges and how things were introduced. The TNT championship doesn't seem that hard, but there was some weeks or maybe a full month where Adam Cole didn't even work. They had him on Collision with the belt, but he was on commentary. So I don't know, but I think it feels like this is leading to him winning the championship, and I think he'll be the one to bring it back to prominence.
I can't wait till we merge the international and the continental championship and then get a new TNT champion and a new AEW world champion. And then we're definitely cooking a lot more because everybody else is fine. Like the Hurt Syndicate's doing fine as tag team champions. The trios champs, they're all right. You know, it is what it is.
Nah, nobody cares about those things.
Yeah, I feel bad. But I mean, at least we like Samoa Joe and Hobbs and Shibata.
Love them. Those are my boys.
So there's that. That's a good thing. Thank you, Dave. We got iReg Allegiance here who says, hey, Reg, the CEO got promoted. He's the DDO now.
DDO, baby.
Bruh. I'm going to go down into my DD memory box and I'm going to pull out all my DD stuff.
DD. So funny.
I got to tour a lot of Texas, by the way. I saw so much of Texas. Like, I know Texas now, thanks to my DD days.
Thanks to my DD days. The DD days.
Thank you, iReg Allegiance. We got Dave Costier who says, as a Dynasty attendee who left that show furious and insulted, I felt attacked seeing the Bucks explanation became part of the story. Signed a Philly guy who wished he got Don instead of my city hot. I feel you, man. Coming on here to talk about Dynasty was one of my least favorite experiences of all time.
Yeah, and you were there live, and that post stuff wasn't. Oh, it was unfortunate. I think they're just doing that because they're leading to a match, Dave, but I don't know.
I feel like they just they figured we might as well do something with this.
Yeah.
We have it, so we might as well run with it.
It's like a loose end. They're like, we got to try to tie this.
Yeah, because it is still a loose end, but whatever. You know, it's one of those things where we're just trying to move on from it. So I guess in a way it
Right.
is kind of good that they brought it back up, right?
Yeah. Because AEW fans do like to see the stories, like the things told in them. You know, they don't want to leave anything open.
Ah, but I thought AEW didn't have any stories.
That's what they say.
Thank you, Dave. We got RFA McKinnon too, who says some say Cole was on concussion protocol
Ah,
and finally got cleared around Double or Nothing. And I personally think we are getting Cole versus Fletcher at All In and Cole. So here's the thing. Also, we forgot to mention during this match there was a scary moment where Kyle Fletcher launched Adam Cole into the ring apron, and instead of landing on his,
oh yeah.
his back, dude, like head bounced off the ring apron. It was terrifying. Terrifying. I thought like if it had been worse, or I'm not really sure what, I thought they could have ended up stopping the match there.
Yeah, I thought there was a potential because they went to break right afterwards. So they
They
could come
did.
back to the break, and this match could not be going on because that's how scary it looked. I mean, a good sign is they did brawl afterwards backstage, so that's a good sign that Adam Cole was all right. But super scary attempted apron powerbomb.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much, RFA McKinnon, too. All right. So, with that being said, everybody, that is our show for today. And if you're like, oh, bummer, the show is ending, don't worry, because next week we will be here for about 5-ish hours because
Yeesh.
there is a 4-hour AEW special next week that includes Dynamite in Collision. And then, of course, we'll be here to recap it afterwards. So, don't worry, you'll get plenty of us next week.
And every
Honestly.
other week. Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
back for a super long one next week. I hope that they load it up and I hope that it's fun.
And speaking of a long one, not that long one, another long one. I will be here this Friday night also for the SmackDown watch along and the post show with Robin. So make sure you guys come in and hang out for that as well. And then keep an eye out on all the content that is going up. And if you haven't already, check out the Patreon that I have, everybody. I'm posting lots of content. More content's going up tomorrow. Thursdays are my content days. Those are the days that I post content on the Patreon page. And then on top of that, Facebook. I'm about to hit 2,000 followers on Facebook. I'm literally doing everything possible to try to grow the page. I am, check this out. I am less than 100 followers away from hitting 2,000 on
Awesome.
Facebook. So head on over to Denise Salcedo, Denise's version. And if you haven't followed, please make sure to do so. And also, these dicks, man, I swear, they promote my page, my hacked page right below it. Did I tell you that already?
You
I
did.
did?
Yep.
Okay. Pisses me off every time I log into my page. I have to see it because I don't know how to there's no X option to
No.
remove that. And so I have to keep seeing it every time I log in. Not every day. Every time I log into my
Oh yes, it's because they have crazy algorithms of like. I actually hate the Facebook algorithm because like I have friends that passed away, and Facebook is like, "Hey, do you want to be this person's friend?" And I'm like,
Ah.
they're dead, dude. But it's like they're trying to get people from your phone. You're like, this person's in your phone. Do you want to follow them on Facebook? Like, dude, could you stop showing me my dead friend, please? I don't like this.
Oh man. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it's stupid. I still see it.
Yeah, yeah. Dang.
Fuck
All
off,
right.
Facebook.
Well, on that terrible, terrible note, Reg, let's try to end this on a happy note.
Let's
You
do
got
it.
any happiness going on in your life right now, Reg?
Happy, besides Facebook being terrible, but yeah, Grapsity's on this Saturday. This Friday, though, if you're in the San Francisco area or you have high spots, West Coast Pros having a show, and I'm probably going to be on commentary for it, so I'm really looking forward to
What?
that. Yeah.
So if I listen to the show and I listen to your commentary, I can come on here and roast you?
Why you gotta roast me? Why you can't come on here and be like, great job that you did at the
What if you don't do a
commentary
great
show?
job, Reg? And I'm like,
Why
yeah,
are you
I'll roast you
jinxing
this
me? What if I can? Like, you're already setting
I'm
me up for failure. What if you don't do a good job? What if I do?
I'm just kidding, Reg. You're gonna kill it. It's gonna
Hate
be
you.
amazing. I've heard you do commentary here on this show, but now
Yeah,
with the
this is
more
my practice.
professional. Exactly. You're gonna be great. You know all the moves. It'll be
I'm
great.
excited. I'm excited about it. So yeah, definitely check that out on the high spots or if you're in San Francisco. And yeah, that's it.
That's so funny. We got Mike T90K here who says, thank you for watching AEW Corn Hub, posted by Righteous Reg and DD Cheesecake. Believe it or not, all of this pertains to our watch along. Yes, AEW Corn Hub is now a thing.
All of this pertains to our watch.
Yeah, tune
Yeah.
into the watch-alongs, guys. They'd be wilding in there. Thank you, Mike. All right, on that note, thank you, everybody, and I will see you guys back here Friday. If not, I'll see you guys here next week. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Peace.